What's up guys, it's Dragon Ball for Life here today. I'm back with another video. Now with this video you guys might be wondering, didn't I already do this? And yeah, I touched upon it a little, but to be honest, I didn't go fully in this direction. Now in this video I'm going to be talking about how they could have fixed modern day Dragon Ball. I did talk about how I would change some aspects of Dragon Ball itself. I talked about what they should have done with the Frieza movie and what they should have done with Dragon Ball Minus. And I also talked a little bit about how they should have changed, Dragon Ball Z. But today, for this video, I want to specifically talk about modern day Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball since it came back to where we are now, because we are going to be coming back with a new, series is going to continue on. I don't know if it's going to be called still Dragon Ball Super, or it's going to have a new name, but it's definitely coming back in 2023, and I'm both excited because I'm going to have more content. Dragon Ball, I love it no matter what, but also I'm kind of worried because I'm like, I already had problems with Super, and I don't like the directions that they've been going. Yes, there's some stuff that I like. I like the granola arc, I like gas. I know a lot of people have some problems here there. Personally, I don't mind it, especially compared to what they've been giving us before, but I'm still worried about it. I feel like when it does come out, I'm going to be getting quite angry, a lot more angry. So you're going to see a lot more rants coming out, especially in 2023. So stay tuned for my rant videos. But yeah, I still enjoy it. I still want to see it. I mean, it's like great content opportunity. But like I said, I remember since last time watching it, the headache it gave me, the level of anger it gave me. At least this time I'm going to be able to release that anger in my videos and do it in a creative way and at least do something about it instead of just bitching to myself or, commenting on people's YouTube videos saying, this is bullshit, why is he able to do this or that? I can at least make videos about it and talk about it. So yeah, I hope you guys are going to enjoy those future videos. I can't wait until it comes back to have more discussions about where it's going to go. Also, I do want to say that I'm going to be started rewatching Dragon Ball Super again from the beginning to the end. I'm going to watch the original Japanese version. I cannot stand the English version. Normally I like the English dub, but goddamn, what they did with it, they butchered it, the dialogue and stuff. I want 100% the dialogue to be exactly what it was made to be. So I'm going to be rewatching Dragon Ball Super, and I'm going to be dropping on a couple of videos on each arc talking about what I felt about it and a more whole retrospective of it, because the first time I watched it, we were watching it weekly, and since then I hadn't watched it. So now I'm going to be watching it all at once together. I'm going to be watching every episode, and I'm going through every arc, talking about which ones I liked and which ones I didn't, and what I would have. It will probably also help out with these type of videos. But yeah, stay tuned for that in the future. But for right now, let's talk about how I would have changed it. So, what I would have done specifically, first, I don't know what came first, Dragon Ball Minus or Battle Gods. I think Dragon Ball Minus came first. So we came first with Jocko the Galactic Patrolman, which was connected to the universe, but not 100% directly. And then we had Dragon Ball Minus, which was literally Dragon Ball, was the backstory. So I would have kept Jocko the Galactic Patrolman. I liked it. I haven't fully read the manga. I've been trying to look for it. To be honest, it's hard to find out. It's hard to find online. But yeah, I haven't fully read it. Sorry for that. But yeah, I haven't fully read the Jocko Galactic Patrolman manga, but from what I've read, I think it was really enjoyable. I didn't have any problem with it. So I would leave that the way it is. But Dragon Ball Minus part has to definitely change. Like I said, I do not like this idea of redoing, the Bardock Father of Goku special and then doing it in Toriyama's way, because let's be honest, it was perfect the way it was. Toriyama putting his hands in it was him just being annoying and saying, oh, somebody else did it, I need to do it, and you did it worse. Like, the fact that you're the writer of the series and you do it worse than one of your, writers that you have on hand, it's just ridiculous to me. You can't even write your own shit correctly. I mean, maybe it's modern day Toriyama because he's kind of, lost it, or maybe it's just Toriyama doesn't know his own shit and it was better if, somebody else does it. But personally, I think for that, if I was Toriyama, what I would have done was just say, yes, the original one is officially a part of the story. There's no argument about it. Even if I didn't create it, it's fine. It gets my, get to go, green light. It's a good rendition of, the story. And there was nothing wrong with it. It was great. So I would have 100% confirmed this part of the Dragon Ball canon. and that would have no then I would have had no need to make Dragon Ball Minus. For Dragon Ball Minus, like I said, I don't have a problem with like having a year one or year zero story, but there are so much stuff that we don't know about the Dragon Ball universe that you could have made stories about, yet he wasted his goddamn time telling us the backstory of a story that we've already seen and has been done perfectly and ruined it. Why not give us a backstory of, I don't know, fucking Frieza? If you're gonna bring goddamn Frieza back, but you're not gonna touch upon who his backstory, that's kind of asinine. And yes, I know they said, well, in the Broly movie they showed it, but all they showed was, his father handing him off his position and just seeing, his design. That was it. That was the fucking lamest thing you could do to showcase, Frieza. Like I said, I already touched upon this in my other video, so I'm not going to harp on it too long. But for me personally, what I would have done is I would have done a backstory on Frieza. First starting off with his dad, showing his planet, all that stuff, how he came to rise to power, the mutation that made him who he is, showcasing the difference between him and his race, how he's physically superior to them and more evil and calculus because of this mutation. And then having Frieza come into the fold and then them, wiping out his own planet and then enslaving other planets and all this stuff. I would have done a bunch of stuff like that connected to, the Saiyans, and then stopping right there before we get into stuff that we've, already gone to. So I would have done a backstory on Frieza and his dad and all of that stuff. That's what I would have done. And then for Battle of Gods, I love Battle of Gods, the movie. I think still to this day, I haven't seen the superhero, but even if I do, still to this day, Battle of Gods is my favorite Dragon Ball movie of all time, and there's nothing that's going to change my mind. I feel like there's nothing that's going to top it. Resurrection of F fell short, Broly fell short. This movie, even though I haven't seen it, it really doesn't, a lot of stuff that they said that they would do, it doesn't seem that interesting to me. And they did say there's going to have another movie come out in 2 to 3 years. But seeing the track record after Battle of Gods, I'm not really excited for it. It's going to be a letdown. I'm not going to get my hopes up. I think Battle of Gods is the top of what we've got from Dragon Ball. But I will say this, I would change some stuff. Personally, I get this. I know a lot of people don't like, how Dragon Ball Super did Battle of Gods. But personally, for me, I think the reason a lot of people don't like it is because it was just a lot longer. We've already seen a Battle of Gods, so that kind of got people a little annoyed. And also, Battle of Gods, since it was a movie, it had a higher budget, so it looked far better. Even though it was way older, it looked better. And that led people to be like, well, why would we watch, a terribly animated or, artistic version when we could have had a beautiful one where we already had. But I will say there's a couple of elements from the anime that did it better than the movie, and personally I would have incorporated some elements into the movie itself. Personally, I don't know why Toriyama always has to reach the hour and 30-minute mark. He's scared to reach a 2-hour movie or longer than that. Personally, for me, I felt like this movie could have been 2 hours long, and they could have added some more into it if they didn't need to make it short. These movies don't need to make it short, especially if it's going to be a theatrical movie that gets released theatrically. If it was like, in the TV movies, yeah, you can make it shorter, like 15 minutes, whatever. But if you're doing a theatrical movie, you don't need to worry about that constraint. Make it longer, man. Zack Snyder made a fucking movie that's over 5 hour long, and you can't make a movie that's more than an hour and 30 minutes? Come on. So I would have made my movie 2 hours long. I would have stretched it out a little more. I wouldn't just put filler and padding into it. I would have added some stuff. Now, the elements that I would incorporate from Super into it was, one, the location of the party. I do like the fact that they're partying on a cruise ship that Bulma owned. It just showcases how rich she is. The fact that she's throwing a party in the original one just at Capsule Corp, it was like, you would expect a rich person to have a better one. Though I'll say the set pieces on where they fought in the movie was far more interesting. I would have kept those still in there, but I would have started off on the yacht. Another thing I would have kept in was how they handled Super Saiyan God in the show. In the show, Goku didn't just go from Super Saiyan God and use it a bit and then go back to revert to Super Saiyan and then base. He kept it for quite a while and came back. So I would have done that. Like I said, the 1 hour and 30-minute mark, they shortened it. So that's why I felt like they shouldn't have put such a time constraint. I would have made it 2 hours or longer, so we could have had that more. Because having Goku just instantly get the hang of this and then instantly lose it, it lowers the impact. So when Super did it, they did it perfectly. One, Goku didn't automatically get the hang of it because this is a power beyond anything he's ever felt before. So you had to get the hang of the godly form and stuff and get a full feel of it. I like that. Two, he was able to hold it longer, and we were able to see more of a back and forth struggle and see cooler stuff. So I would have done that too. I would have incorporated more of the fighting and stuff into it and all that stuff. Another thing I would have added into it would be the whole universal level threat. Now, maybe it's because I'm a power scale and I love seeing these characters showcase their power, but I felt like in Battle Gods they were showing like, oh, these guys are gods, he's a godly being and he's super strong. I was like, okay, he's supposed to be crazy. And what they're saying was pretty impressive, but still, like, people were like, well, how powerful is he? Because even though they show them being powerful, they didn't seem to be ridiculously powerful to the point where it's just like, whoa, this is what a godly power is. But in the show, we saw them threatening the universe, sending off these destructive waves, and they could have done a little. I would do a little bit faster in the movie, and I would only done it completely towards the end. I would have had a whole ass fighting scene between them because at that point they were just like, one punch. But the thing was, they stretched it out to a whole episode. I would have made that like at least 3 to 4 minutes long with the punching thing, and then the rest of it, them getting the hang of it, and then getting a full on battle. So yeah, I would have kept in the whole universal level threat. I think that just upped the ante of the power scaling, but also it made them showcase the level of power. The god having godly power would be, because in the movie they didn't showcase it too well. I also don't like the 70% line. I would have had that out, but also I would have had the 10% line out of the show. So yeah, I would have kept some stuff in, took some stuff out. Have it like an amalgamation of the anime and the movie. I would have kept the best parts in, and just made it drawn out longer. I like how they ended in the anime more than the movie, where Goku goes into base and just punches the thing and destroys it. That was cooler than just absorbing it. So I like that aspect. But one thing I would change specifically that was in both of them was the My Bulma scene for Vegeta. Vegeta in that one just got angry in Super Saiyan 2 and then got a significant power boost and surpassed Goku. I don't like that idea. Personally, I would have had Vegeta just go Super Saiyan 3. I wouldn't change everything about it. I would just have him go Super Saiyan 3. Get angry, go Super Saiyan 3, and then have him surpass Goku and push Beerus further. That would have been perfectly fine, and everybody loved it. Trust me, imagine in the movie theaters, you see Vegeta going Super Saiyan 3. The people would have lost their fucking mind. People are losing their mind in the Broly movie, them going to forms that we see them go countless times in Super. So to see a form that, Vegeta's never been reached into in a movie theater, the movie theater would have popped off. So yeah, those are the stuff I would have done with that. Resurrection of F, I've already told you I don't like the idea itself. I don't like anything of it. I would have changed it up. What I would have done with that is they mentioned Yamoshi and this original Super Saiyan God. For me personally, I would have done a backstory stuff. This movie would have been a backstory of the Saiyans prior to the whole King Vegeta and stuff. I would have done it to planet Sadala, the original home planet. I would have showcased how their society was long ago, when it was Yamoshi's time, where there was the civil war between the good Saiyans and the bad Saiyans. I want to showcase the difference between them, and then show this battle, and then how Yamoshi came into power, and how they found out the Super Saiyan God and giving him the power, him taking down the evil Saiyans, then him dying to the power, and him his chapter ending. I would have like a multi-chapter movie. The first chapter is really early stages of the Saiyans' homeworld. You see Yamoshi and him reaching Super Saiyan God, him dying off, going away. Then later in the future, I would have shown the first Super Saiyan, because some people say it was Yamoshi. We don't know when he obtained Super Saiyan God, and it's never been confirmed. But I would have had somebody else obtain Super Saiyan 1,000. Then this would be 1,000 years ago, and we will see the first original Super Saiyan obtaining his power, what led him to it, how he died and stuff. That, and then I would have gone to chapter 3, and chapter 3 now is the civil war between the Saiyans that ended the planet itself, having the planet being destroyed between these guys warring and stuff, having it destroyed stuff. You just see their planet getting wiped out, and then them flying off in a ship to find another planet. And then this is the rise of King Vegeta, and you have like the 4th chapter where it's basically them arriving on Planet Plant, trying to change it to Planet Vegeta, having them interact with the Sufudijins, seeing the Sufudijins, how they really look, having an actual official name. People say that that's their official name. I don't know what the official name is or not, but yeah, have them talking to them, dealing with them back and forth and stuff, have this whole thing, and what's the thing called? Having this whole thing between them, and it just having a 10-year war and then having them, the Saiyans win and conquer and take them over and then defeat them. And then chapter 5 will be a shorter chapter where it's basically the Saiyans won, they took over the planet, they took the technology, they've advanced, they got all the stuff, and now they have a ruler, which is King Vegeta, who led this whole thing. You have like Bardock, who is like a main soldier of it, but King Vegeta was the one who took over, and now we're getting to the parts where, the minus stuff, where we had Frieza and his dad doing the whole, conquering stuff. Now they come into contact with the Saiyans, see the first Saiyans, make contact with Frieza, have the correlation business partnership with them, and having Frieza and his dad pretend that, we're just business partners, but in reality they're enslaving them, and see that. And before, like I said, we get to the whole Bardock stuff, we don't need to reach that because we already gone to it. Just have them get near to that and just end it with, that, and show the mystery of that. So we would have got more of a backstory, and that would have been great. Some people might not like it, like, oh, I want something new, I don't want to go to the old stuff. But I think it's very important to tread back on the older stuff. To have a prequel in the movie theater, that would have been amazing. So that would have been my second movie, and then Dragon Ball Super. How would I create Dragon Ball Super, and how would I handle it? First, I think the biggest problem with Dragon Ball Super that a lot of people had was the art style. It looked very bad. I know some people said the animation, but that's incorrect. Animation is how these characters move and the fluidity of their movements, whereas art style is how they're drawn and how they're shown. And a lot of times the art style looked out of place. Let's be honest. Episode 5 was complete trash. Even in their, Blu-ray rendition where they try to clean it up and make it better, it was still trash. There was no way that it looked good. So yeah, for me personally, I would try to fix that problem. How do you fix that problem? Well, the problem was, one, they didn't have enough time, so they had budget constraints, and they had time constraints where they had to work the people harder. So what I would have done is, instead of just making a show right after the second movie, because Toriyama waited for Resurrection of F to do good. It came out in 2016, I think, or 15, and then 2016 Super came out, and it's like, damn, he didn't give any time. For me personally, I'd rather have it come out later and, have some time for my animators and storyboard people to have some time to do some stuff and be relaxed instead of being high strung about it. So I would have gave some time. Now some people might say, well, maybe the animation studios, like Toei and stuff, they're like, hey, you gotta drop the shit. But let's be honest, Toriyama's such a big and prevalent figure in the the anime community and stuff, that you would have assumed that he would have some sway, that he could be like, hey, no, I'm not dropping this shit out until I'm ready. And that's what I would have done. So I would have waited maybe like a year or two, maybe 3 even. I would have gave some time so the storyboard people, like, I can come up with some concepts, give it out to the storyboard people, and have them write the stuff. I do like the idea of having two separate type of continuities with the manga and the anime. So I would have let Toyotaro handle his business, and I would have let the animators and the animation team itself handle how they did the story. I would have done the same thing where I give out little rough drafts, but unlike Toriyama, I would have done a far better overview. I would have looked at stuff and I'm like, nope, that does not make sense, that's stupid, that doesn't make sense, that power scaling is inconsistent, this and that. I would have had more of a hands-on approach still. But I would have given some time, so when it does come out, the animation looks more crisp, it looks more clean, everything looks better drawn, the fighting looks better, the story writing is a lot more better and consistent. I would want to focus more on my quality of my on my show than just producing this quick and getting fucking money out of it right away. Because as a fan, I love this franchise and I care about it. I'm pretty sure we care about it more than Toriyama does. But yeah, so I would have waited. Super would have came out a little bit later, but I'm pretty sure people would have appreciated far more if Super was better written and better looking than it being trash and coming out a little bit earlier, okay? So yeah, I would have waited until it came out. I wouldn't have redone Battle of Gods and stuff, because this one, I wouldn't have even Battle of Gods in it anyway. But I would have just started from the Universe 6 versus 7 tournament. I actually like that tournament. I would have started from that and then created the other stuff afterwards. So yeah, I would have started off from there. But yeah, the show would come back. It will look crisper. It will look better. It will be animated better. The art style will be better. What's the thing called? The story will be a lot better. It will be less congested. And the animators and everybody working on the production themselves will feel a lot better, because they won't feel like they're getting like, a pitchfork in their ass trying to like, hey, hurry up. They would have more time to be relaxed and stuff and just produce a really good show and series. for everybody. So then after that, I would have started the Universe 6 vs. 7 tournament arc where we have the introduction of these other characters coming in. Personally, I don't like the idea of having Champa and Beerus be, brothers and stuff. Yeah, some people will say, well, don't you like that concept? Personally, when I first heard about Battle Gods and what was happening to the other gods and immortals and stuff, my mindset was, since this is Dragon Ball and it's always to get stronger and better, my assumption was Beerus was going to be the weakest god of destruction, and Goku to become stronger and Vegeta to become stronger, they would surpass not just Beerus but all the other gods of destruction, and it would be kind of like a video game where you level up, and every other god of destruction that you go to next, it will be another level above the other. So yes, Beerus would be a high claim to reach, but when they reach him, they will surpass more, and this will extend the series a lot longer and have more of a goal for them to reach and obtain. But they didn't go that route. They made Beerus actually one of the strongest. I don't know if he is the strongest, but he's definitely one of the strongest. And for me, it didn't feel like Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is always about reaching up higher in power. So it's always about the next person being stronger. The fact that they already dropped one of the strongest characters is like, shouldn't you make them go up a little more different levelly, whatever. So I would have done that. I would have made Beerus the weakest god of destruction and make the other one stronger. Made the other one not Champa. I would have just made him... You don't need to have a brotherly rivalry. I would have just simply had it as these two gods of destruction don't like each other. They have different attitudes on what it means to be a god of destruction. I would have had it as Beerus being the casually lazy god of destruction who doesn't give a shit, and then the other guy being the one where he's like, hey, I'm a strict guy. I want this shit to be done this way and that. I don't fuck around. I'm not here to just wipe out planets just because I can. I'm here to wipe it out because it's my job, and have that different aspect of them. So I would have had a different god of destruction than Champa. I do like Champa, but like I said, having a fat Beerus, to me it didn't really mean too much. So I would have just had him different. I would have made his design different. I'm fine with the angels all being a family. I think that's actually a pretty cool concept, having all his brothers and sisters and having them stronger. So I like that. I think that's great. The Tournament of Power, Universe 6 vs. 7 tournament, I want to start the same way too. I don't know how I feel about the twin universes that add up to 13. It doesn't really make much sense, but it doesn't make much sense, to be honest. Personally, I would have done without that. We don't get anything from the twin set universes anyway. I would have just had Universe 6 be, the Universe 6 God of Destruction stronger than Beerus, but not too much. He's a bit stronger than Beerus, and him and Beerus always get back and forth battles about that. Beerus might be a little bit weaker than him, but Beerus is a better fighter than him, and he's more strategic, and this guy doesn't like it or whatever. Or more naturally, whatever. But that's what I would have done. I would have had them have their whole fight and stuff, have their whole petty rivalry, fighting for the Super Dragon Balls. I also would have made the Super Dragon Balls go throughout all the universes. It's stupid to me to believe that, you have these Dragon Balls that have this, insane power, but it's only confined into 2 universes. You would think with this level of power, it should be confined in all the universes. So I would have had it where these Dragon Balls can have multiple sets in one universe, or one in each, and it can go anywhere. So it makes the search even harder. Like, you're not just searching throughout 1 or 2 universes, you're searching throughout all the universes in Dragon Ball. So I would have had him look throughout all of them. That's what I would have done for that. Getting to the tournament and stuff, the characters that we had for the Tournament of Power, I would definitely change them. Who I had first, I'll keep Hit 100%. Love him. I would get rid of what's his name? I would get rid of what's the guy's name? I would get rid of Frost. I do not like that idea. When I first heard it, I'm like, man, we already had Frieza. We have a duplicate, this and that. Is this going to be that? But then he was good. I'm like, okay, not too bad. Then they did the same thing. I was like, whatever. So no, I would not have... the only person I would stay with is Hit. Hit is the only one that I'll stay with, and I'll change the rest. Obviously, you can't have Kabu because I won't have the same universe thing. And I know some people might not like these decisions, but these are just my decisions on what I felt like would have made the show a lot better. So... you feel free to disagree with me in the comment section saying, no, I think this is better, or agree with me, whatever you guys have to say, just go ahead and say it in the comment section. But yeah, So I wouldn't have the twin set universes thing. That's not necessary. I would just said, yeah, all these universes are different. They're unique. I would have still stuck with the whole 12 universes of like all these 12 universes are unique. They're their own. They're original, and they're different. And so yeah, the tournament power hit would be the same. Everything about him would be the same. I would not have Kabe. I think Kabe is a lame character still. He's not a bad character, but he's just lame. I would have had in Universe 6 have another warrior race that are like the Saiyans, but stronger, naturally stronger. Even though I would say the Saiyans at this point are way stronger, I would say on average, this universe's warriors, they're like a different warrior race. But this warrior race, it's like the Saiyans, but a good version. They're not evil. Like the Saiyans were an evil warrior race, these guys were a good a warrior race. And these warrior race people were, they have some similarities to the Saiyans, but they're significantly different in the terms of power. They're naturally stronger. They're naturally more gifted. They're able to catch on to abilities a lot quicker and obtain powers a lot more and mimic stuff a lot easier. But I'll still have them beneath the Universe 7 guys. Botamo. The thing about Botamo is I don't like his design, the whole giant Winnie the Pooh design. But I do like his ability. He has a very unique ability where he can absorb any damage and transfer it to another dimension. I want him to see more of his power, and they kind of just wasted him this. They threw him out, and then the second the universe tournament of power, he didn't fucking get a showcase at all. I was like, damn, now he's gonna be even more of a threat because now he can actually go on a full-on fight. Think about it. This guy can absorb damage and transfer it to another dimension. How much energy can he absorb and transfer it to another dimension? So I think he was underutilized. I would change his design, but I would keep his ability. I love his ability. I think it was really unique. The Magetta thing, I know some people might like him, but I did not like the fact that a metallic creature that uses lava is able to handle and deal with these guys. I would have had it. I would have kept the whole metallic organic life form stuff. I think that's cool, but I would have done like how Metal Cooler was. I would have them look like that. I would have them being a race of beings that are semi organic and semi robotic, and I would have made them that. So yeah, there would have been that. Who else was there? Frost's character, I would have just replaced him with another villainous character that has cool powers, like the power to, poison or whatever. I would have had something more unique. And then have them have their whole fight. I think the fights weren't too bad. The only real big problem I had with that tournament was it was kind of short. So I would have made it longer than it was. I would have made it more episodes. I wouldn't have started off with Goku in the front fighting. There's a couple of things I would have done with this. For one, like I said, I'll change the characters that they have for the fight itself. I would have some of the characters change except for Hit. The other team will have completely different characters. I think they should have left Boo on there. I think Boo being on the team was was literally a good stay. They should have had him, kept him on there. So I don't like the fact that they had Boo off. So the fight would have started off with Piccolo being the first to fight. I would have never put a fucking Goku as first. That's the dumbest shit ever. Put in Goku, then he get poisoned and get out, and then just bring him back in, and then having Piccolo getting the same shit, but just eliminate him. I would have had Piccolo come in. I would have had Piccolo fight the weaker guys. Maybe eliminate one or two of them, and like, oh damn, Universe 7 is already coming off hot. The first guy already wiped out two, and then the third guy comes in, wipes out Piccolo, and then now Piccolo is done for, and like, damn, Piccolo is done for, and then because I forgot what was the other member that they had on their team. They had Piccolo. They're supposed to have Boo, but he didn't show up. Goku, Vegeta, and who did they have? Oh yeah, Monaka. That whole Monaka situation with him being. Personally, I would have been actually. I think the Monaka thing is fine. Monaka was funny. I think that was 100% fine. I would leave Monaka in as the other teammate. The whole story with him being the great pointer, I'm fine with that. So I would have had it as Piccolo versus what's his name, wipe out two of them, then have Piccolo being wiped out by the third guy, then have Boo step in, Boo wipe out that guy. It seems like a time. Sorry, my camera reached this 30 minute time limit, so it went out. But yeah, like I said, I would have had him eliminate the first two. The third one, I would have had him eliminate Piccolo. Then I would have had Boo come in and Boo dominate that guy. I would have had Boo dominate him, and then get into the fourth guy before Hit comes in. I would have it be the guy that's Botaro who can absorb damage, and I would have this guy fight against Boo, because now we have an interesting case of a battle. One character that can regenerate from anything, that can is very powerful and stuff, can shape and transform stuff, against a guy who can absorb any damage. And this is how I would have Boo take it out of the fight. I would have simply had Boo fighting him, and no matter what Boo did, he couldn't end him and stuff. So this guy eliminates Boo by knock him out the ring. So Boo, like, let's say he keeps on firing attacks, it does no damage to him. He fires back attacks at Boo. Boo regenerates from it, but Boo does have energy reserves that deplete if he loses too much. So he'll be going down, and now he's just getting pissed, and he's like, screw it. He charges at him, and this guy throws him out. He does some move where he tosses him out and redirects him and tosses him out because he was too angry and wasn't staying focused. He eliminates him, and then he wins, and then he goes against Vegeta. Have Vegeta come in, have Vegeta once again also struggle against him, but since Vegeta is significantly stronger than Boo, I will say this. Some of you guys might be like, well, what are you going to do with Vegeta's thing? I know the Battle Gods move, because the thing was, they had Frieza. They had the Frieza arc where they explain that he got from training. Personally, I don't like that. I would have just done this thing where I would have explained with the narrator bringing back Dragon Ball, just talking about how Vegeta was able to obtain Super Saiyan God. He did the ritual afterwards and obtained it. Like I said, I don't like the fact that he got it from just training. It makes Super Saiyan God less impactful. So I would have just had him do the same thing and then get it off screen. I don't think it's necessary to show that. So I would have had Vegeta going back and forth between this guy, and this guy is able to tank all of his attacks. He's able to even tank Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta's attacks, and he's like, you don't fuck it, I'm gonna use Super Saiyan God. Goes into Super Saiyan God, shocks the shit out of the other God of destruction. Vados is like, oh damn. So they have people that have reached godly level there too, and have Hit be like, Hit be like, I don't really care, like him not look at Super Saiyan God, which would have left the audience to think like, whoa, Vegeta just showcased Super Saiyan God, which is the most powerful form that they have, and this guy doesn't even seem a bit phased or scared or even concerned or care at all. What the hell's going on? So have him not show it, and this will be very important for later on. So have him not give a fuck about it. Them being like, what the hell? He didn't even react to Super Saiyan God. Have the audience as us as fans looking and like, damn. And then have him fight against Watamu tanking all this attacks. Vegeta's like, screwed, I'm gonna go Super Saiyan God. Fires a final flash, obliterates him, knocks him out of the thing. I feel like him having that dimensional thing, I don't think it should be a completely limitless ability. I think it should be able to absorb a significant amount of power, but once you get to higher levels of power where you're literally not holding back and you're wiping out universes, I would have just had them obliterate and wiped it out. So I would have had Super Saiyan God too much for his ability to handle, and destroys it, knocks him out of the ring, having Vegeta win. Vegeta obviously holding him back, not trying to kill him, but trying to send off enough power where he can eliminate him. Also, I do want to talk about the whole absorbing the energy, because I know some people say they would rather prefer them not have it, and other people say they do. Personally, I think it is good to have them absorb that godly power into their base form, but I will agree that you have to be careful with it, because you can't just have any character handle them now at this point. Because even in a base or a Super Saiyan, these guys are godly level. These guys are a universal level threat, and have universal level busting power. So if they have that power already there, maybe you shouldn't be making them too weak. So personally, I would have them have two reserves. One, I would have them use the regular ki, and then I would have them use their godly ki, which gives them that power. The regular ki would be them how strong they would be if they don't use their godly power. Now the regular ki is just them normally, and this is how they can hold back. And the reason why they would go into this form instead of the other forms, and what I mean by forms is just a certain level of power. They would have two power sets, the godly one and then the regular ki. And the godly one, the regular ki, do not affect or change it until you get to Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue. So, and both those sides, Super Saiyan 1, 2, and 3 will look the same. The only significant difference would be the level of power, but also the energy consumption and the uncontrollability of the power. So if you use Godly Ki and these non-godly forms like Super Saiyan or Base, it is very dangerous and you could get seriously hurt. But if you use the regular Ki, you just won't be as powerful. But you would still have perfect control of it. Especially Super Saiyan 3, Saiyan 3 would be a big problem. So now you can have them fight in Super Saiyan forms and base form and struggling without having the characters be so OP and without having this ridiculous stuff. They would just have to go these godly forms. And it would be like, sometimes they use it, sometimes they don't. It'll be situational. But yeah, he fights Super Saiyan God, takes him out, then Hit comes in. Hit starts to fight Vegeta. He has this whole time skip thing, and now he's giving Vegeta the business. Vegeta's trying to hit him, but he keeps on doing it. They don't know what the hell's happening. Then, you have the whole, what's the thing called? Jocko's, leader guy telling him, oh, he can skip time and shit. Jocko seeing it, he can skip time, and then the leader guy saying he can skip time and stuff. This is a technique and that, and have Vegeta just struggling back and forth. And now Vegeta's like, man, I'm getting my ass beat. And he's like, I have no other option. I don't want to use this right away, but I have there's nothing else I can do but to release it. And this is where he goes into his newest transformation. Personally, this is what I would have done with the transformations. I would have called Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. I would have called Super Saiyan God Saiyan God, and I would have called Super Saiyan Blue Super Saiyan God. So the red form would be Saiyan God, and then the other form would be Super Saiyan God. Now, also, I want to say I do not like the idea of Super Saiyan God's design being just blue. What's the thing called? Being blue Super Saiyan. I think that was stupid. I think that was lazy. I don't like that idea. So what I would have done is have Super Saiyan God be just still the red form, and then having the blue form, I would have had him turn into what Super Saiyan 4 looks like, but with golden fur, and now have him as Super Saiyan God with the golden fur. And like, I was like, what the hell? Because now you have a mix of a GT design, which everybody loved, and you have the original Super Saiyan design, but also making it godly. I think that would have been better. I think I know we've seen the images where they had the whole golden Super Saiyan 4 looking design, and some people like, oh, I don't like it, it's just redoing that. But we really just fucking did the same shit with Super Saiyan Blue, which is what's like just Super Saiyan in blue color. So you might as well just have Super Saiyan 4, which is a design everybody loved, and have the colors be golden, which more connect to what Super Saiyan was. So yes, I'll have Super Saiyan God looking the simplistic form, which would divert people's attentions, attention thinking that, oh, he has a godly form, so it should look extravagant and crazy, and it diverts their attention. And then having Super Saiyan God making people think, oh, it's going to be diverting attention again, being simplistic, but nope, it's back to being extremely creative. Just fuck with people. So having that as the new Super Saiyan Blue form being just Super Saiyan God and the new design, and then people are like, what the hell? All the people are like, what the hell happened? When did he have this? Well, Vegeta and Goku were training to obtain higher power than Super Saiyan God because they didn't have good enough control over it. So they got this form, which is the more controlled version, and this is the Saiyan's actual form of them being in a godly state. That was them reaching the pinnacle of a god and trying to emulate just a god itself. But this form is imitating what a god would be like if it was a Saiyan. So that one is just having godly energy, but this one is having godly energy as a Saiyan. So that would be the thing. Those would be the shocking revelation. Instead of just having it in, Resurrection of F, I would have it here. And now Vegeta would be turning the tide. Vegeta would, one, learn the fact that Hit has his time skipping ability, his Tokutobashi, and not only be able to understand what he's doing, but also have the power. Now Hit is now on the back foot, and now the only thing Hit can do to beat him is doing that stance thing where he raised up his power like he did with Goku. The only difference is he's not going to be doing it to Goku, he's going to be starting off with Vegeta, and he gets stronger and stronger and stronger, and then Vegeta has this golden form and this Super Saiyan God form, but he but Hit is getting too much stronger. Is getting stronger and stronger, getting too strong for him to handle. And after a while, Vegeta is doing good in his back and forth, but his time skip improves this too much. He gets too powerful, and Vegeta can't hang on, and he gets beaten towards the ending. He gets taken out, but due to his new form, it helps him survive. So he gets taken out. Now Goku jumps into the fray. Goku fights him. Basically, have Goku start off in Super Saiyan God to get a little bit of a feel, getting beaten up a little, but catching up a little. He's like, okay, now he goes to that form, and he gets into a full-on fight with him, and Goku doing better than Vegeta. I know a lot of people don't like the fact that Goku does better than Vegeta, but I would have it to way where Vegeta is a strategic mind, but Goku, even though he's an idiot, he's completely strategic, and he's able to read up even while he's adapting. He's like, you might be adapting and getting stronger, but that doesn't mean I'm going to just let you win. And then having Goku, being super smart and being able to understand it, but not only that, realizing that this guy's getting too powerful, and even though he is doing better than Vegeta, he will still also be overwhelmed. So the best thing for him to do is try to overpower him. But he can't do it. Hit is just too good. He's too skilled. His ability is too OP, and he's just getting too strong, and Goku can't beat him. So Goku's like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to do the Kaioken mixed with the Super Saiyan God form and have Beer Seed. Now I know it might be a little bit extreme to have introduce newly the Super Saiyan God, the new Super Saiyan God form, and introduce Kaioken on top of it. It might be ridiculous to some of you, but I think it's fine, because in the end of the day, the Kaioken on top of it is not a transformation; it's just a power up. So yeah, I would have had Hit surpass him, and now once when Goku goes to the Kaioken times 10 with this new Super Saiyan God form, now Goku getting the advantage, bodying Hit, being able to go through his time skip even when he's stopping time. Goku's able to break through and beat him up and stuff, and now Hit, it just goes to the way it was before, where they reach the climax, it surpasses and stuff, and Hit is just too powerful. Goku can't beat it. His time skip is developed too much, and Goku's beaten, and then Hit wins, eliminates him. Then have the whole ending with Monaka and stuff. I'm fine with that ending with Monaka beating him and shit. It showcases the kind of person Hit is and his mentality, which I really liked. So then just have it end right there. Have the whole thing with the God of Destruction, this new Champa, threatening to wipe them out for failing him and stuff. And Zeno comes down with his guards and henchmen and introduce Zeno. I like Zeno. I like the concept of having being a deity that's above everybody else and controlling stuff, but I don't like the way they handled him later on, but I do like the concept. So I would have had that, had the tournament be over, have Beerus have his little, wish be something ridiculous, whatever, or being, a little bit friendly to his rival, showcasing that even though they're rivals and they might not see eye to eye, they're still, in the end of the day, they're gods of destruction that have a certain level of respect for each other. They don't want to admit it, but they do have a certain level of respect for each other and are willing to help each other out once in a while. So you have that ends right there. And then, the Goku Black Arc, I'm torn on it because I both love the Goku Black Arc, but I also see the problems with it and what they should have done and changed with it. So, one, I would have not had the enemy who, took the body of Goku be a Supreme Kai that turned evil like Zamasu. I would have had it be Kaioshin. Now, not a Kaioshin, an evil Supreme Kai. Now, we've heard through some Toriyama interviews where he talked about the fact that, what's the thing called, that there is the Supreme Kais, and then there's the opposite in the underworld where they're the evil ones. And that's what a lot of people were speculating. And personally, I think that's better than having a Supreme Kai turn evil, is having an evil one. Now, I would have kept with the whole justice thing, have this evil Supreme Kai, where, the evil ones, people might assume that, they're just evil versions, they kill good people. But no, this evil version is different than his own race. He has, he could be, he could be obviously evil and more twisted because of where he comes from, but also liking justice, and his way of justice is different. The Supreme Kais view justice as a more peaceful manner. He wants justice, but a more violent manner. So he's kind of like an outcast. This Zamasu is different than the Supreme Kais. He will never be a Supreme Kai because he's not as soft and as nice as them, but he does value their beliefs in justice. And he's not like the evil Kais. because he doesn't want the evil and destruction. He actually wants a justified world, but he also is more like them, where he's more ruthless and he's willing to kill. So have him have his like whole mentality screwed up because of where he lives, and just have him fighting his demons of being an evil Kai, but also agreeing with the good Kais, but also hating the good Kais and agreeing with the bad Kais, and him just being like mentally fucked up and just like not knowing what to do, and that's why he wants to do it, instead of having it, oh, Goku whooped his ass. I mean, actually, you could keep that in, but I think this is better. So have it as evil Kai, and we can see more of the evil Kai's world and how it works and plays out. Okay, we would have had that. The Goku Black Arc, there's a couple of things, like I said, that doesn't make much sense. Like, one, he wiped out every god of destruction. I mean, wiped out every Supreme Kai that wiped out every god of destruction. That would have inactivated every angel. But wouldn't, what's his name? Wouldn't Zeno see this and be like, hey, what the fuck? You took out all my Supreme Kais who create the life, took out all my god of destructions who destroy life, and now my angels are inactive. All these universes are getting affected by it. You would expect that Zeno would jump into that and have some action about it, right? But no, he didn't do it. Why? Because this is a separate Zeno, and this Zeno is... It's weird because they're trying to showcase that the Zeno didn't know this, but then they try to show, which makes him look stupid, but then they show in Tournament of Power that this Zeno is actually smart enough to know that, oh yeah, look, what's the thing called? He's smart enough to put a ranking system between universes, comparing, the moral level and how many plans they have and stuff like that, and how they're doing their job, and then devise this whole tournament where they wipe each other out and have one left that has this wish where they either have to wish everybody back or they're going to get wiped out too, as a trick. He devised that plan, but this motherfucker can't tell what's happening in his own goddamn universe. I did not like that idea, though I think there's a perfect way around it. But also, it also doesn't make sense him going to these other universes, because I don't know if they said that he wiped out some lives there, because if he goes to universe 11, or I forgot what universe the Pride Troopers were from. If he went to that universe and fought Jiren, shouldn't Jiren wiped him out? Or since Jiren's a hero of the universe, in his universe, he should have been caught into that and tried to murk him. So I would have had it to where, I would have had him wipe out the Supreme Kais, which would have done that stuff with them. But I would have had him wipe out only the life out of this universe, because if he goes to that other universe, that's just ridiculous. And that would be that reasoning. I will get to a little bit more stuff of that, but I do want to talk about the whole two Zenos thing. I don't like that idea. I think if you're going to make Zeno the ruler of all universes, you should make him so OP to the point where not only is he all powerful, but he's all knowing and he's all being. And some of you may say, well, if he's all knowing, then why the hell didn't he do something about these universes getting their supreme god, their gods of destruction wiped out and shit? Why didn't he, do something about that? The stuff. For me personally, I would do it in a way, and this makes more sense to have one. The reason why this was allowed to happen was he doesn't care for these universes. Why? They are not the main universes. They are a branched out timeline due to time manipulation. And the big rule about, time manipulation is it's not allowed to happen because it creates these branches, and it's basically, it's considered, I guess, a sin or, a taboo. So the reason why this is happening and he didn't step in is because these universes weren't supposed to exist in the first place. Zeno specifically put this rule of not messing with time. He sees it, but just like how God would do it, he does not interfere with mortals and their free will. He will set rules, and there's other people to establish those rules, like the gods of destruction and the angels, but he himself would not touch upon it. So if he's not going to stop it from happening, he's not going to stop it from getting destroyed either. So that would be my reasoning for why this was allowed to happen. So like when Goku calls Zeno button, and that happens and reveals Zeno's like, well, this timeline should have never existed in the first place. I didn't care if they got wiped out and stuff. This is like a sin or whatever, and an abomination that should have never existed. So I'm gonna just wipe it out. Since you called me here, I might as well just take it all out. So then he takes it all out and stuff, and that's what I would have done with it. So yeah, had one Zeno, had him be OP, not have him. He's strong, but also he doesn't know jack shit, and he also is not everywhere. You can have multiple versions of him. They're like the fuck's the point of him? So yeah, I would have had him like something like the one above all in Marvel, or what's the thing called, the Presence in DC. I would have had him as a godly figure that runs everything. So yeah, the whole that universe he didn't fuck with it because they shouldn't have existed in the first place. So that's that. So Zamasu was kind of like let to reign free and do whatever he wanted. The whole Goku stuff, he was probably I would have had it more less of him actually interacting with Goku and fighting him, and more of this guy, he's from another realm outside of the other, the universes and stuff, and he's looking in at these universes. He wants to see, he sees all the horrors of the mortals, and he sees them. This just invigorates him more to, attack them. But also he sees, he wants to look at how powerful the mortals can be, and he sees Goku specifically. Obviously, there's other characters out there that are stronger, but he sees Goku specifically and sees how powerful this guy is, and he hates him. He's like, this guy is too OP, he's too strong, he's reached the levels of God, godly levels and stuff. And then seeing that, he wants to interact with this guy, and he wants to, kind of show to Goku that, hey, you don't deserve to be having this power, and try to beat him and belittle him. So he finds Goku, he transports to Goku. And he comes out thin air. Goku's like, "Who the hell are you?" Gets into a fight with Goku. He's saying, "I'm a Supreme Kai. I want to see how powerful you are. I heard you're very powerful." Lie about him being a Supreme Kai and fight him, and then get beaten by Goku, thinking that he would win and teach him a lesson. But Goku beats him. He doesn't want to kill Goku because he's like, "Oh, he's not evil." But then he gets beaten by him. He's like, "Oh, this guy's a threat." Then have the whole body swap and shit and that. Yeah, all the stuff with the time ring and shit. I know a lot of people hate him more for other reasons too. They didn't like the fact the complete ending and stuff. So I'll go through a couple of stuff. With the Goku Black and Zamasu merging thing, the one big difference I would change was I would make him strong, actually. The original one, he was too weak. I would have expected him to be ridiculously OP. I would have expected him to be like godly level, like untouchable. But nope. He could get beaten by these guys separately. So what I would have done is this. I would have had it to where they fight him separately. He easily bodies them. Goku and Vegeta fuse, become Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. Fight him right off the bat. It's a back and forth struggle between those two. And now this is like, it's kind of even, but you see Zamasu still a bit above him. And now Trunks wants to help out. So Trunks does distraction moves. Trunks is there to be a supportive character, while Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta is there to finish the fight. Trunks does some attacks that turns his attention to him. He goes after Trunks, and he's like fighting him, and then have it where Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta does the final Kamehameha, fires him at him. Zamasu fires his attack. They're both in a beam struggle. You see, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta struggling a little. And this is where we have Trunks coming in to help out with the assistant, to help out save his universe. He jumps in, tries to take him out, and try to handle him and stuff like that and whatever. And he tries to take him out and shit. And, he tries to take him out and shit and stuff. And he jumps in, he does attacks and stuff. And this distracts him. And he's like, what the hell? And then he finally finishes off obliterating Merge Zamasu, destroying his physical body. But he's immortal, so he can't die. So they have the whole aspect where he, takes over the universe, takes over the timeline. All the universes, takes over the timeline. Now, yeah, Trunks will have a part. He does help out his assistants, but I would not have him kill Merge Zamasu. It made no sense. Also, I would have never had him have Super Saiyan Rage. That shit is dumb as hell. If you want to have him obtain Super Saiyan 3, have Goku help him out obtaining Super Saiyan 3, Goku and Vegeta, that's fine. But don't make him get this power form where he's up to their level. I think they should have kept him as a support character instead of the top dog. And then so have him the support character, have him help him out, assist to destroying his physical body, but he comes back, he destroys everything. They're like, wow, what happened? They have no other option. He calls Zeno. Zeno wipes out the timeline. He says this wasn't supposed to exist in the first place, whatever, and then leaves, goes back to his own home, wipes it all out. And then Trunks is like, man, we lost our whole world. Well, you got the Super Dragon Balls. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it. I would have had them have the Super Dragon Balls to wish back the universe. Everybody that was killed off by, wish back all the universes, wish back everybody that was killed off by Zamasu. Bring everybody back except for Zamasu, obviously. wish everybody back that was killed by Zamasu except for him, and thus Zamasu wouldn't have came back. He could have gone back to his world. Everybody would have been saved. Everybody would have been rescued, and then him and Mai would be happy in their own world. They can rebuild. There's no more Goku Black, no more Zamasu, and all that stuff. Just fixed up. And it's better because the other ending was they sent him to another timeline where there's gonna be two Trunks and two what's the thing called, Mai's, and that universe, all those people in that timeline, all the universes and everybody there died. It's like, what? You do know you guys had the Super Dragon Balls? It's limitless power. You can legit bring back the fucking universe and everybody that died by him, but besides him. That's just dumb. So I would have had that as the ending. That way you would have had Zamasu have his win, but also then in the end, them just reversing his win anyway, like they usually do in Dragon Ball. So they do that, and then that's the end of that. Trunks goes back to his timeline. There's no more time fuckery for a long time after that. Then we go back to drive off that. Now, what am I going to do with the Tournament of Power? Personally, I don't like the idea of the Tournament of Power right away. Now, it's weird. I do like the idea of Tournament of Power where you have all these universes' strongest characters fighting and stuff and trying to like see who's the best. But I also don't like the fact that they did it so early on. I felt like this is something they should have done more, not completely, but more towards the end of the Dragon Ball franchise. And I felt like they should have put in every universe all their top best guys, and that would have been a lot better. So I would have done that towards the end. Right now, I would not do that. So my other arc after the Goku Black arc would definitely not have been the Tournament of Power. It would have been something else. Personally, I don't know what I would have done, outside of the before the Tournament of Power, but it would have been something better. I would have probably done maybe the Moro and the Granola arc after the Goku Black arc. Have Moro come in, obviously fix up the Moro stuff. Don't have Goku give him the sense of being, reviving him. That shit was stupid as hell. Having the whole him absorbing an angel's power, that was also dumb. I would have just had him in big threat. I didn't read the whole manga, consistently. I just saw Unreal Engine Gaming's reviews on it because they're really amazing. I saw that on it and him doing that. So I never really what's the thing called? I myself personally did not read it, so I don't know what fully happened with that. So I'd have the Moro arc, change some stuff there, have the Granola arc. Instead of having Granola obtaining it through a wish and these new set of Dragon Balls, I would have had Granola do something else, like, he comes into, godly power through some magical thing. I think one thing Dragon Ball really needs that other universes have, like Marvel and DC, is Marvel and DC have tons of, like, different, artifacts and things that have insane amount of power that give you crazy power, like the Infinity Gauntlet, the anti-life equation, you have the ultimate nullifier, you have the the Green Lantern batarangs. I think Dragon Ball needs that. The only thing Dragon Ball has is Dragon Balls, and they keep on staying on it. We've had the regular Dragon Balls, cool. They had the Namekian Dragon Balls, nice. We have the Super Dragon Balls, okay, this is the peak of Dragon Balls. But then we had this new Dragon Balls, I'm like, that's all you're gonna keep on giving us is fucking Dragon Balls? I will find with having these powerful artifacts that give these characters ridiculous amount of power, because it happens in other universes, other works of fiction. So you can have it in Dragon Ball, but it doesn't need to be Dragon Balls. Personally, I would have had this powerful thing that is known throughout all the universes to have insane amount of power, to give you guys godly power beyond anything, but it's hard to come by. And have Granola get his hands on it, and then have Gas and Alex team find there's like two sets to this artifact. There's the one that gives you the power, and then there's even a stronger version of it. If you get both of them, it would be ridiculous OP, but whatever. But you get that, they could have had that. I know it doesn't sound as intricate, but I think they could have done that. Just have some artifact in there. That would have been better. And for the Tournament of Power idea, I'm like I said, I'm fine with the Tournament of Power, but I would have done it later on. What I would have done for the Tournament of Power would have been when the series comes back instead of in the first series. I would have done it when the series comes back later on. If you guys want me to do a video on how I would have done the Tournament of Power itself, I think I did actually a video on it. Never mind. I think I already did a video on it, so that's fine. But yeah, I would have done the Tournament of Power later. So I would have had, the Granola arc, and then ended right there. The end of Granola arc, wherever it goes, I'll end it right there. And then I'll go on to the next thing that we'll have coming out with, Dragon Ball. Which, what I would do is drop out a movie, have that end, have a movie come out, and have the movie be set in the 10-year time skip after that. After the Granola arc event, I would have them have the end of the Z portion, and now have a movie based off of that. And what I'll do for that movie is, I wouldn't have done the Broly thing. I don't like the idea, like I said. I really hate Broly. You guys know how I feel about it. I don't like the idea of bringing back old shit. I like new stuff. So I felt like if they're going to make a movie, especially after the 10-year time skip, make a new threat, make new enemies, make new stuff, You have all these other universes with these other powerful characters. Why not incorporate them? I would not have Jiren and, the Pride Troopers right away. I would have other ones. I would have had, somebody from another, one of the other universes who is supposed to be the new god of destruction or whatever, and they reject him, or no, actually not that. What I would have done would be, how Jiren is, he's a mortal that rivals the gods. I would have had another being from another universe that's mortal that rivals gods, but is an evil guy. This guy is, well, not evil, but he's kind of battle hungry, and he doesn't care who he hurts and what he does, and he's just looking for a fight. And then have him looking for a good fight, and he's from the universe 8 or whatever, and this guy is looking for a big challenge, and he's heard about Goku, or no, actually have him from universe 10, the Elfin guy's universe. Have him from universe 10, have this guy be the strongest being in that universe. This guy is supposed to be rivaling godly power. He's so unbelievably OP. He rivals godly power. And this guy, he's, like I said, he's stated to be insanely OP. He comes down, he's trying to look for a challenge. He's heard the name of Goku because Goku and Beerus, they came to Universe 10 to find out this stuff because they found the energy trail from there, originating from there. And the reason I say this is because every universe in Dragon Ball, they have Hell and they have the Underworld, so that means they have their own set of Kaioshins, Supreme Kais, and their own evil versions. So I would have had Zamasu from that universe, from Universe 10 still, but I wouldn't have made him Kaishin. I would have made him the I forgot what they call it, the Kaioshins or something. I would have had him the evil one from there. And why that matters is because I would have had this character from that universe, this character being an OP character, being a boss and stuff like that. And the reason Zamasu in that universe didn't wipe out that universe, mortals first, and went to Universe 7's is because of that guy. That guy was too... Sorry for that, somebody came to deliver some shit, but like I said, I would have this guy from Universe 10. Zamasu didn't want to fuck with this guy because he knew of him, he knew how powerful and OP he was, and he knew the threat he was, and he was like a godly level, but he was okay with it because he was already going to godlyhood, he was going to reach godlyhood anyway. So he's like, he's going to be a god destruction. There's no reason for me to fuck with him. And that's why he went for Goku, because he was reaching that level, but he was still nowhere near the level of god destruction. So he saw him as a easier obstacle to face. So yeah, this guy, he's a god of destruction. He's supposed to become a god of destruction. He's getting close to it. But the problem with him is, even though he's very powerful, is that he's kind of reckless. And yes, Beerus has his problems, and all these guys of destruction, they don't hold back. But he's even worse than Beerus. He has like a bad temper, and he doesn't care about doing his job. He just cares about fighting. And Beerus cares about fighting, but this guy only solely cares about fighting. And he's kind of like, he's kind of more like an animalistic guy. And he's just like, I don't give a shit. So he's looking for a challenge. Nobody in his own universe can handle him. And there's other people from other universes, but he just doesn't know anybody there, so he'll be randomly searching. But he would have heard about Goku because Goku and Beerus and them came to this universe, or felt Goku and Beerus. He probably felt Goku's energy, felt Beerus's energy, felt Whis' energy, and he was like, okay, these two, one of them is an angel, obviously. The other one's God Destruction. This guy is not as powerful as them, but he seems quite powerful. The only reason this guy didn't fight Goku was, one, Goku wasn't powerful enough at that time, so he didn't see him as a challenge. He's like, whatever, I don't care about this guy, he's not powerful enough. And then two, the second reason why he didn't fight him was he had Beerus and Whis next to him, and he was not going to jump into a fight with a God of Destruction there, especially you know, fighting against a god, not just is fighting against a god of destruction like Beerus, because Beerus would still wipe the floor with this guy, but the fact that it's kind of disrespectful to the, so he's like, no, I'm not doing that shit. And then this guy, you know, we see later on, after that whole stuff, he had an interest of Goku, because he already heard about him and stuff, and he wanted to fight, and he's like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna go to Earth, I'm gonna go to that universe and look for him, sense his energy, finds him on Earth, and tries to fight him, and then he gets into a fight with Goku and Vegeta, and finds out that Goku's not the only powerful one, Vegeta's also powerful, and there's quite a bit of powerful beings, just not onto his level, but there's quite a bit, and now he gets to fight with them and stuff, and you know, having war, it's like, it's a whole on battle, and he's just like a maniac, but then later on, the ending of the, you know, the movie just revealed that he's actually not a bad guy, he's just a dumbass, he's like just a dumbass that enjoys fighting too much, and Goku and them, he was about to kill him, but then, you know, they fused, and he's like fighting them, he's giving them a challenge, he's beating them up, they're like, damn, how do we beat him? They fuse, they go to Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, they go to Super Saiyan Gogeta and fight him, and then beat him off, and you know, you know, base form and stuff, and all that other stuff, and then, you know, beat him in Super Saiyan Blue form, and he's like, damn, you guys defeated me, and they're like, yeah, but we had a fuse to defeat you, you're very powerful and stuff, or yeah. No, actually, we're not done the fusion thing. What I would have done, and I know I'm scatterbrained, but this video is kind of long, and on top of that, it's quite a bit of stuff to go through. But yeah, what I would have done is, at this point, since we would have incorporated the granola arc, we would have Goku have his Master Ultra Instinct, or whatever he's doing with his Ultra Instinct right now, and have Vegeta have his Ultra Ego form. Have this guy beat the crap out of them, beat the brakes off of these two, but then Goku and Vegeta realize that, hey, we can't just fight this guy by ourselves. Just like what happened with Gas and Granola fight, we need to work together simultaneously from the jump. So they get stronger. Obviously, you know how animes do, where they get motivation to get stronger. We could do that, but also have them use that additional power, still not be enough, but use that in a strategic way. And these guys develop new techniques, or a technique to handle this guy. And then the end of the end of the movie, both Goku and Vegeta beat him. This guy's like, go ahead, kill me, you guys won. They're like, we're not gonna kill you. Goku's like, you're not evil, you're just an idiot. And the guy's like, oh, sorry, I shouldn't have been like this. And he learns some humility, he humbles himself, whatever. And then they become cool, and he's like, okay, if you guys ever need my help, or you know, or if you ever come to Universe 10 again, you can come hang out with me and just be friendly. And then just have it end there, and you know, have him learn and leave. You don't always need a villain that's gonna kill you. So you can have that, and he can be the new Broly, you know? You don't need to have Broly specifically, he can be like a Broly-esque type of character. And the best part is, he's not even in their universe, so even if he is still stronger than Goku and Vegeta, he's at least off in his own fucking universe, and then this will give Goku and Vegeta something to strive for, because now Goku and Vegeta are like, yes, technically we beat this guy, but we had to work together, we had to pull all the stuff, we had to use all these, we had to use new techniques and abilities just to beat this guy, and this guy was still a serious problem. So this showcased to Goku and Vegeta that they want to now have a new challenge to beat this guy and surpass him, and do them by themselves. So now they're going to be fighting against each other and stuff. So that's how I would have done it. And then maybe bring the series back later on, do whatever they're doing. But yeah, that's just a whole overview and synopsis on how I would have handled, you know, Dragon Ball if I had control of it. Some stuff you guys might not agree with, some stuff you might. I know it's a little confusing because I go back and forth and a little scatterbrained. But yeah, like I said, there's quite a bit to go through, and sometimes stuff I forget and then I remember later on. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do want to say the feat stuff, like I said, I would try to keep the power scaling and the consistency of the feats consistent as fuck. So you would not see these power scaling problems. You would not see characters getting OP power-ups unless there was a reason for it. Like they trained with Goku and Whis. Like if you want to have Gohan and Piccolo get stronger, fine. But have a reasonable way. If you want Piccolo to obtain more power, have him have a Namekian godly form. And the way that he obtains this Namekian godly form is looking through the, you know, the Namekian lore thing that they talked about for the God, Super Saiyan God. If they know about Super Saiyan God, shouldn't they have a godly Namekian and, you know, have Piccolo reach this godly form through learning about this and, you know, doing the technique, and then have Whis train Gohan, seeing his potential, and make him go past Mystic form. You know, they could have done that, you know. So I would have had that. No power scaling problems. You're not going to see these characters getting hurt by lasers, bullets. You're not going to see them getting hurt by guns. You're not going to see them struggling to do things that they should be. You're going to see them consistently showcasing universal level destroying feats and beyond that. You'll showcase them being way beyond the speed of light and stuff. All this stuff, I'll make it far more consistent in power scaling. And also, I will not give characters BS power-ups. I'll explain and go thoroughly, and if I can't, then I won't do it. And on top of it, like I said, the biggest problem with Super is I can't tell who is stronger than who because it's very inconsistent. This one you will have a definitive answer of who's better than who. So yeah, the power system, power ranking will be a big thing that I'll care about, but I'll still focus mainly on the story itself. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys agreed with some of the stuff I said. If you don't, it's fine. Tell me how you guys actually would have handled Dragon Ball. Whether if you guys have a video, if you guys have a YouTube channel and want to make a video on this topic and talk about how you would change it, what you would fix, or what you would do, I would love to see it, If you guys do, I'll make a reaction video to it. I'll react it to your video on how you would change or what you felt about it if you have a YouTube channel. I'll watch it. I'll, give you a shout out, whatever. And it'll be fun. And if you don't, just comment in the comment section what you thought about it, how you would handle it, what you would fix, or what you would change. Because personally, I want to hear what the other people want to say. Because I'm pretty sure my idea on the direction where Dragon Ball will go, there might be a lot of people that agree, but there's definitely people that might disagree, and I'm cool with that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for next time.